Welcome to Verse of the Day. My name is Brandon Hathaway. I'm the preacher at the Westside Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. And thank you for joining me today as we open up our Bible. We're in Mark chapter 10 today. We're going to start in verse 2 and work our way down through verse 12. Mark chapter 10, starting with verse 2. It says, "And some Pharisees came up to Jesus, testing him, began to question him, whether it is lawful for a man to divorce a wife. He answered and said to them, What did Moses command you? And they said, Moses permitted a man to write a certificate of divorce and send her away. But Jesus said to them, Because of your hardness of your heart, he wrote you this commandment. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. And the house of disciples began to question him about this again. And he said to them, Whoever divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery against her. And if she herself divorces her husband and marries another man, she is committing adultery. And so Jesus being tested here and then re-questioning about it later because they can't believe the answer that he has given. Are we allowed to just divorce and separate? And Jesus says, well, from the beginning of time, this is the way God intended it, that man be joined to woman. And so he answers that point of homosexuality, right? It's man and woman. That's how God created us. That's who he joined together. And that comes to that point also is that God has joined us. When two get married, God's the one that puts them together. I know we have the law of the land and we sign those papers and we have it for our taxes and this and that, but ultimately it's God who actually joins two people together. And when two are together, they are to be not to be separated by anyone. Let no man separate them. And he goes further on to point out that if one does divorce, that he goes and marries another, he commits adultery. Same thing for a woman. Now we know, according to other scriptures, that he does give us only one other reason for divorce. Only one reason, not other, only one reason for adultery, for fornication, for sexual immorality, that if your spouse cheats on you, then you have the right to divorce and remarry. But as far as it's going down these verses, he's the big point. The thing that needs to be taught is that we're not supposed to separate. We're not supposed to be looking for that opportunity to separate from one another. And so we need to be serious when we talk to people who are thinking about getting married. Let them know it's a lifelong commitment that what God joins together, you're not to separate, and to live that faithful life with one another. So, well, thank you for joining me. Hope everybody has a blessed day today.